Chapter 13. The 6 Elements of VITO Correspondence.
I happen to like sending a letter in advance of picking up the telephone and making contact with VITO. Why? Well, this approach creates 2 very important outcomes for me. First, it lets VITO know that I'll be calling. Second, it puts the VITO call on my calendar and keeps me accountable for doing what most of us salespeople just hate to do, prospect for new business. If you're like me and you need a good dose of self-discipline, you're going to love this chapter. And if you're curious about what kind of sales letter makes you schedule prospecting time on your own personal calendar, pay close attention to what you're about to hear.
VITO Rule number 20. Every piece of VITO correspondence has 6 specific parts, each of which must stand on its own, but also be logically connected to all the other parts.
Here's a quick rundown on the 6 parts that make up a VITO letter.
Element 1. A headline.
This headline breaks VITO's preoccupation and earns attention and readership. It's short, to the point, and will not include words or phrases with which VITO is unfamiliar. It's similar to the headlines VITO might read in a newspaper or magazine. The headline is short, less than 30 words, hard-hitting, and attention-grabbing.
Element 2. A tie-in paragraph.
This paragraph is designed to connect the headline to the rest of the correspondence. Typically, it introduces some kind of social proof for the claim just made in the headline. Social proof is evidence of your track record with other VITOs in a similar or identical industry as the VITO you're sending this correspondence to.
Element 3. Benefit bullets.
This is a series of short statements of your abilities in the area of greatest interest to this VITO. Whenever you are in doubt about what the areas of interest are for a given VITO, just follow the priority list that I've already shared with you as your default setting. First, increasing top-line revenues or any other type of revenue. Number 2, increasing the effectiveness and efficiencies of just about everything and everybody in VITO's organization. 3, cutting expenses or moving from an unpredictable, unforecastable expense environment to a very predictable, very forecastable expense environment. And finally, becoming fully compliant with any and all government regulations, industry practices, and even VITO's own practices, policies, and procedures.
Element 4. An ending paragraph.
This is where you state a call to action or introduce some level of suspicion as to what the possibilities could be. You could also invite VITO to engage certain decision makers by name in this paragraph. Yep, this requires some additional work. You know why you should do it anyway? Because it works like a charm. Hey, guess what? Even though this is the ending paragraph, we're not done yet.
Element 5. An action-oriented postscript.
This is where you'll put the precise day, date, and time that you'll be calling VITO. In this postscript, you'll also include the name of VITO's private assistant.
Element 6. A short handwritten note.
You will attach this to the back, not front, of your correspondence. It's a note to VITO's private assistant. You know, he or she's going to be opening up all of VITO's mail and reading this, right?
Examples of all 6 elements.
Before I share with you an entire letter, I'm going to give you some examples of each of the elements. I've gone into my archives over the last 25,000 letters and selected my favorite pieces. Of course, if what you're about to listen to matches up with the personas and results of your customers and prospects, use it. In the far more likely event that what you listen to isn't tightly focused on your world, you will need to make the necessary changes and tailor what you're about to hear to your specific situation. Ready? Here's the ultimate highlight reel showing off my favorite elements of my favorite kind of letter, the VITO letter.
Tony's favorite headlines.
The most powerful headlines are the ones that will catch Vito's attention and get Vito to think or say out loud, "How the heck did they do that?" Or, "I would love to talk with this genius." Headlines can include a quote from your Vito, which, by the way, should be pretty easy to get, or a direct quote from one of your existing customers' Vito, which is almost as easy to get.
The world's largest electronic manufacturer increased stock value and reduced time to market by 63 days while eliminating $87.9 million in unnecessary inventory. My team led the way in just 144 days.
You can eliminate the need for a direct quote and all of the numbers, except the time it took to pull it off, and still get the point across. For instance,
further increase shareholder wealth while at the same time achieving greater compliance. In just 144 days. Here's the team that helped do it.
let's stop here for a moment. Did you notice how each of the examples you just heard showed Vito that you have evaluated both sides of the risk equation? Both the immediate payoff, which any salesperson can talk about, and the likely implications of taking a new step, which very few salespeople even consider. You're not just sharing a story about increasing shareholder value. You're sharing a story about increasing shareholder value while at the same time reducing time to market and eliminating unnecessary costs. You're not just sharing a story about increasing shareholder wealth. You're sharing a story about increasing shareholder wealth while at the same time improving compliance. This is called a balanced gain equation, and it's an extremely important part of any benefit you discuss or preview for Vito. You must look at all sides of the equation, just like Vito must.
Some more examples.
Further improve operational economics, compliance, and globalization capabilities in just 90 days. Further improve shareholder wealth in the next 6 months by improving revenues while lowering expenses. Further increase shareholder value by more effective operation of revenue-generating assets while cutting up to 31% in fixed costs in just 6 months. A top 10 advertising firm increased net working capital by $76.5 million while improving efficiencies by 21% in just 3 months.
Tony's favorite tie-in paragraphs.
The best tie-in paragraphs are ones that keep the ball rolling and add a new thought for Vito to process. In some cases, this new thought can provide a segue into element 3, your benefit bullets. Warning: it is very important not to repeat anything in your tie-in paragraph that you said in your headline. Repeated words, phrases, and ideas will turn Vito off. Here are some great examples.
We've helped cut time and expense into extremely effective business tools, while enhancing our customers' ability to concentrate on core competencies. We've accomplished this in one or more of the following ways. During the past 12 years, we have worked with 29 manufacturing companies collectively, and we've been able to increase margins and shareholder value. Are any of the following achievements on your list of goals, plans, or objectives for the first half of this calendar year? If so, the good news is that we have created a proven, repeatable process that we guarantee to deliver results such as: while you peruse this correspondence, 12 other CEOs in your industry are benefiting from our innovations with higher margins, lower expenses, and greater peace of mind. Here are 2 additional results we are providing our business partners. Tony's favorite benefit bullets.
The best benefit bullets are short and to the point. Here again, be careful not to repeat anything. Notice that in some of the benefit bullets you'll be listening to, I've added an advantage to the list of benefits. Here's a side note. Your benefit bullets could also take the form of a chart or graph. Here they are.
Reduction of annual variable costs by as much as $6.4 million without compromising patient care. Up to 30% increase in patient billings while maintaining full compliance and fiduciary responsibilities. Further improved clinical results, including up to 54% decrease in hospital mortality. Lowering inventory and improving product availability by detecting supply disruptions early and responding with cost effectiveness in mind. Increased revenues of up to 44% per year have been reported by our clients. Tony's favorite ending paragraphs.
The ending paragraph is where you want to make a clear call to action or introduce some level of doubt and suspicion about whether you can deliver these kinds of results for VITO Incorporated. If you choose the latter option, you'll be dialing into VITO's most powerful competitive nature, the need to win, and the desire not to miss out on anything.
Mr. Benefito, what does this have to do with your financial institute? Perhaps everything. If you determine that one or more of the results mentioned in this correspondence are relative to your strategic initiatives for the balance of this calendar year, all that's necessary is for you to consider taking my call. Tony's favorite action-oriented postscripts.
This is the shortest part of your correspondence, but it may well have the greatest impact. Why? You're including VITO's personal assistant in the conversation, and you're also taking the initiative by suggesting a specific day, date, and time for your first conversation. Important note, both of these steps are mandatory. You'll notice that this kind of PS can be very powerful as a conclusion to your letter for either VITO or VITO's private assistant, Tommy. I say conclusion, but it's worth noting here that both VITO and Tommy are very likely to scan down quickly to the bottom part of the sheet of paper and read this part after the headline catches their attention.
P.S. I'll call your office on Thursday, May 14th at 9:30 a.m. If this is an inconvenient time, please have Tommy inform me as to when I should make the call. Or, if you like, you can reach me Monday or Tuesday between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. I look forward to our conversation. P.S. Tommy, I'll plan on calling your office on Thursday, May 14th at 9:30 a.m. If this isn't a convenient time to have a brief conversation with Miss Importanta, please call me and let me know. P.S. The topics of this letter may be important to both our organizations. That's why I'll plan on calling your office on Thursday, May 14th at 9:30 a.m. If this is an inconvenient time, please have Tommy inform me as to when I should make the call. Tony's favorite handwritten notes to VITO's personal assistant.
Building rapport with Tommy is absolutely critical if you expect to gain access to VITO. By including this personal note, you'll be quietly and sincerely saluting Tommy's uniform. I like to use a yellow sticky note for this special message. Again, it goes on the back of the VITO letter.
Tommy, your guidance and insights into your enterprise are priceless. As you know, it's so difficult to find a compassionate ear in our busy day and hectic schedules. I'll look forward to our conversation and finding out what you think about the enclosed correspondence. If you would like to change the time I've suggested, just give me a call. Tommy, please take a look at this correspondence and let me know what your thoughts are about the proven ideas we have for the hospitality industry. If I've selected an inconvenient time for our first conversation, please let me know. Tommy, we can actually deliver much more than is mentioned in this correspondence. So if it's okay with you, a quick conversation will help me get on the right track and stay there. If the time that I've selected isn't convenient, please let me know.
If you want to get on the fast track and get all those C-suite appointments you've worked hard for and deserve so you could sell more faster and crush your quota in the process, then all you need to do is go to our site, VITOSalesTraining.com. Click on the Take Action tab, scroll down till you see the VITO University logo, and check it out. And in the meantime, have yourself a masterful rest of the day. Bye-bye.